Recorded. Welcome, Prof. Yasser Elbatrawy. He is a professor of orthopedic surgery at Al-Azhar University. He has an excellent career path, and we are pleased to have him with us today to present his story for all of us to take as a guide for us and have some motivation. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much.
The screen is yours if you want to share.
Thank you very much, Dr. Iman. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Iman, for introduction. Actually, I'm very happy to be with you in Africa. I love Africa very much, and I always travel to African country to operate patient, to provide help, and I enjoy very much people in Africa. Actually, this is the first time in my life someone asked me to speak about myself, and I feel somewhat impressed about this. However, I hope it will be beneficial to others to know my story. I will start to share now my presentation about my success story. First of all, my name is Yasser Elbatrawy. I am a professor of orthopedic surgery in Al-Azhar University in Cairo, in Egypt. I will start my presentation with a documentary or just 1 minute about work in Egypt by the famous BBC in 2007 about myself and my work in Egypt. I met my international patients coming to me from United States of America, Canada, Europe, and African country as well. So I will start with this.
Yes, there's no voice. Sorry, yes, video is not working well because of internet issues. No voice is available. Hello, Dr. Yasser? Hello?
Hello?
I think the internet connection is
Hello? Yes?
at your side. Yes. Could you skip the video and continue to presentation?
Okay. Okay. This video, you can see now the presentation.
No, still not.
Do you see
No.
what you are seeing now? You are seeing now my first slides.
Your camera. Start sharing. Stop sharing and start again.
One moment. Okay, you can see me now. Do you see my slide now? Hello?
Yes. Yes, now it's clear.
Hello, Dr. Iman.
Yes, continue. It's now clear.
Hello, doctor, hear me?
Yes, we can
You can hear me now?
Yes, we
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Dr. Iman?
We can hear you.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, so I showed this video that was done by BBC documentary in 2007, and they did this documentary about myself and my international patient visiting me from United States and Canada and Europe and so on. This is the end, but how this happened? I was born in 1st of January 1968 in Cairo, in Egypt. Nowadays, I am well known locally and internationally in my specialty and reconstruction. To understand what is this, what is that we can see the next slides and videos, I always get invitations to be a visitor professor in different universities and hospitals all over the world, from Japan, in the Far East to Pakistan, India to Europe, Canada, USA, Brazil, Argentina, Peru, and as well as many African countries. I have visited Senegal, Tunisia, Uganda, Kenya, Sudan, Libya, many countries. During the international congresses, I always give lectures and do workshops to teach others. I'm always the president of the important sessions about bone lengthening and deformity correction. I completed my elementary school in Egypt in 1978 while I was just 10 years. This is 2 years younger than usual age. Then I completed the middle school at age of 13 years old with a score 98.8%. I finished secondary school at age of 16 and I joined the computer science faculty at the American University in Cairo. And just after one semester, I decided to transfer to the medical school. My favorite subject was the mathematics and geometry. I achieved the complete mark always in the primary, middle, and secondary school. I graduated from the medical school in 1998 at the age of 23 years, which was 2 years younger than my all other colleagues. I completed my residency as resident of orthopedic surgery at year 1996, combined with my master's degree in orthopedic surgery, and I achieved the first place among all other colleagues passing the same exam. In 2003, I got my doctoral degree in orthopedics and became officially a lecturer in my university. In 2008, I became an assistant professor, and in 2015, I became a professor. This is an example for my work and my innovation. This case is a complex lower limb congenital anomaly with complete absence of the tibia. And this is a photo of the same patient on the right side after doing reconstruction. The usual treatment for this patient is amputation, even in USA or Europe. We do amputation and the patient wear a brace or orthosis. Hello? Hello, Dr. Iman, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes, Dr. Yasser, continue. Yes. Dr. Yasser, continue.
Hello, Dr. Iman, you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
This is like a trip from the photo. You hear me? I am continuing. Okay. So this photo is an example for my innovation in limb reconstruction. Instead of doing amputation, I do innovation and reconstruction surgery for a child like this. This is a long trip applying computer-assisted external fixators and doing surgery. And then in 1 year, we can achieve this model. Other part of my work is to make people taller. Yes, I do lengthening for short stature people. And some famous Hollywood movie stars, basketball players, athletes as well, famous. Hello?
Dr. Yasser, sharing stop. We have just a few minutes. Could you elaborate how your passion for geometry and
do you hear me now?
Yes, yes, Dr. Yasser. We have few minutes remaining. Could you share with us how would your passion with geometry and math leads your career and your success in medicine? And how could you achieve your success, which motivates you? And what's your advice for young researchers?
ممكن توصلها لي بالنت الثانية دي؟ Hello, Dr. Iman, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, we understand.
One moment, I will change the source of the internet. One moment. Hello?
Yes.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yasser, could you share with us what motivates you to for your career success?
So can I continue my slide now?
Yes.
Okay. So I say that some famous Hollywood movie stars, basketball and athlete as well, famous politician, visit my clinic in Cairo just to be taller. I use high technology devices as internal nail with remote controller, computer-assisted devices, and international companies in USA, Europe, always ask my help in developing new software for their new devices. This is an example of one of my patients from Germany before and after being taller. This is before the operation on the left side and on the right side after being taller than me. Others consider me as one of the world pioneers in this rare field of medicine and orthopedics. I have meeting in international TV as BBC, Black Witch TV, CNN, and other many Middle East, Egyptian, Lebanese, some TV program from Saudi Arabia and Emirat as well. And this is photos during different meetings. This is with the famous Mona Shazli in Dream TV and other main channel. And I do mission. I travel to different countries to operate children totally for free. I never get any compensation to operate children in other countries, especially poor countries. So this is a newspaper from Bulgaria, as I used to visit University of Varna and operated children with congenital bony anomalies. Another TV programs.
Yasser, would you share with us what motivates you to succeed in your job and in your
this is, I'm sorry.
journey?
This is a photo of my father. He was professor of orthopedic surgery in Al-Azhar University. And this is a photo of my table during teaching, as I used to teach deformity correction in the most famous annual deformity course in USA. Since 1998, I have my table with 10 participants in a big course that hold about 300 to 400 attendees every year. And at the end of the course is 7 days. At the end of the course, the attendees do evaluation for every supervisor. And I always get the gold medal as one of the best teachers. And this is some photos for newspapers speaking about my success in Egypt in my work and inauguration for me. And some European journals speaking about my operation, as I did the first operation for lengthening bilaterally with internal nail with remote control. The first one in Europe was done by myself in Larnaca in Cyprus. This is my photo during different congresses in USA and between my professors and my colleagues. From the left side, the famous Dr. Maurizio Catani from Italy is one of the world pioneers, and Dr. Guichet from France, and Dr. Dror Peli from United States. And this is my photo with the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Grand Sheikh. And this is, I also write chapters in many scientific books, and you can find my name on many chapters in orthopedic surgery books, in international books for orthopedic surgery. This is different books. And this is the envelope of the famous European Journal of Orthopedic Surgery. They chose me to be the person of this issue, or the doctor of this issue, and they put my photo on the envelope of the journal. And this is some article published in famous Forbes magazine. There is Forbes Middle East about lengthening of short stature people using remote control. And inauguration in different universities. This is when I was visiting a professor in University of Texas and teaching doctors how to do deformity correction and limb lengthening. And this is appreciation from University of Texas. I was inaugurated also by my university, Al-Azhar. some TV, and this is a newspaper about one American patient visited me in Cairo, and he wrote thanks to Al-Azhar University and myself.
Yasser,
And inauguration.
we have just 2 minutes to return to main session. Could you share what motivates you to succeed in your career?
I'm sorry, Dr. Iman.
Sorry, Dr. Iman. I think, Prof, you can go up to 40. So 40, you return 20 minutes to the hour. So you have about 11 minutes added to you. So
yes, right.
Okay. And this is inauguration by our faculty dean, ex-faculty dean, Dr. Nayera, Professor Dr. Nayera. And this is an envelope of Journal of Limb Lengthening and Reconstruction. And I'm editor of this journal. And this is during a season of international congresses and during teaching other workshops of how to apply external fixation. And newspapers from Gulf area speaking about successful operation I'm doing for the patients coming to me from Bahrain. And this is during international congresses. And this is my name on the as the editor for the famous Limb Lengthening and Reconstructive Journal. This is photo during some mission I do to treat poor children in Bosnia and Herzegovina in Europe. And this is in Bosnia, also in University Hospital of Sarajevo, in Pakistan, Middle East Pediatric Orthopedic Society. This photo during application of the first eye fixator. Eye fixator is external fixator, intelligent external fixator with computer software. This is during teaching in different congress and some newspaper from Bosnia during some mission in Sarajevo. And during my last presentation in New York some weeks ago, and with the ambassador of Egypt in Bosnia during teaching in different. This is my first photo when I was less than 1 year old, and when I'm 3 years old. I grew in a medium class family. My father was a professor of orthopedic surgery, and my mom was a music teacher in elementary school. And in 1978, I finished the elementary school, which is 2 years earlier than usual, and was in my school team to win the national competition of the best school inside the whole country after 1 year of competing with more than 50 other schools from all over the country. And this is during my graduation from the medical school at Al-Azhar University in 1991. And during discussion of my master degree thesis, during the year of 1991 and 1996, I was always studying French, German language very hard, as well as mastering my English. This was the important key to be able to communicate well with others in Europe and in USA. This is with my professor in Germany, Professor Kinzel, where I traveled in 1996. I spent 1 year in Germany assisting and working in Ulm University Hospital Trauma Center. Then the head of the department, Professor Kinzel, gifted me a fellowship 3 months to spend with the famous world pioneer in bone lengthening and deformity correction, Professor Maurizio Catani in Italy. This opened the horizon for me in this rare specialty. This is my photo in the German hospital. And this is traveling by train to Davos, Switzerland, to achieve my advanced diploma in internal fixation of bone in December 1997. And this is the AO Center in Davos in Switzerland. I learned from the world pioneer of orthopedics at this time how to fix the bone, either academically during the course or in the hospital itself. I did all the necessary workshop to master the technique of external fixation. This is during workshops. In Davos in December 1997, when I achieved my AO fellowship in trauma and completed advanced course in bone fixation before traveling to Italy to start my limb reconstruction fellowship in 1998. This is during my fellowship in Italy with Professor Roberto Cattaneo and Maurizio Catani, the world pioneer of Elbatrawy surgery at that time. This is Professor Maurizio Catani, and this is when the mentor supports you and take your hand to the right way. This is during fellowship and in Professor Roberto Cattaneo home when he gifted me his book and signed to me. During my work in Dalliford Hospital in Plymouth in South Devon in United Kingdom, I worked for 1 year as a senior house officer, preparing to be a resident there, then continue the classic way to be a consultant in United Kingdom with a permanent job as many other Egyptian colleagues who are working in UK in all medical specialties. However, in 1998, I returned back to Cairo and started my new job as an assistant lecturer. I registered my doctoral degree in lengthening and deformity correction of children bone congenital anomaly. Then the study that I did when I was in Germany won the best study after publishing in the famous AO scientific journal. This was amazing achievement. I got the invitation to speak about my study during the annual meeting of the German Trauma Association, which was in Berlin in October 1998, when I met Dr. Dror Pelli, who was the first American specialist in the specialty of limb lengthening and reconstruction. Dr. Dror Pelli offered me to join his team in Baltimore, Maryland for a 1 year fellowship. I was confused what to do now. At this time in 1998, I was completing and passing all exams necessary to get a paid job in United Kingdom. I registered already in the General Medical Council and already passed the hard examination in medicine in the English language to get paid job as a resident of orthopedic in United Kingdom. I was already in the beginning of my way to United Kingdom. I love the specialty of limb lengthening. It is not available in United Kingdom. Then what I decided to travel to USA and not to United Kingdom and to learn more about limb lengthening specialty. This is a photo with my mentor, Professor Dr. Herzenberg in the University of Maryland in Baltimore, when I worked with him and with Dr. Pelli for 2 years fellowship in limb lengthening and reconstruction before I moved again back to Italy for 1 year, another fellowship for Asami International in year 2000. This is my photo with Professor Ponzetti, the world pioneer in clubfoot. Professor Ponzetti, I learned his technique. Then I introduced his technique in treatment of clubfoot later on in Egypt and in many other African, Asian, and European countries. Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
doctor. Yes, doctor.
Okay. I returned back to Cairo in 2001. I completed my doctoral degree in orthopedic and trauma surgery in 2013 and became lecturer officially in Al-Azhar University. I worked very hard till achieved to be assistant professor in 2008, then professor in 2013. I invented many surgical techniques, published scientific articles in the best prestigious European and American journals. I also work as an editor to some of these journals. I always do scientific publications regularly till the moment as myself and my team. At least I publish 3 to 5 scientific articles annually in prestigious journals. And this is my last publication in year, in one of my last publication in year 2020, in year 2020, with my new technique for treatment of blount disease that was published, and it changed the concept and the classic technique for treating such a complex deformity. I named it Al-Azhar Dome Physioclasis, the name of my lovely university, Al-Azhar University in Egypt. And this is a journal of limb lengthening and reconstruction with my article. I had the honor to introduce the Bonzetti method for treatment of clubfoot problem in Egypt. Not only in Egypt, actually, but in many other countries in Africa, as in Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, Senegal, Tunisia, Libya, as well as other countries in Asia and Europe. And I was chosen to be one of the best teachers in the technique of Bonzetti method. This decreases a lot the rate of handicapping from this deformity in the whole world. This is an example for clubfoot. And this is after treatment. There is no surgery for this, but just by manipulation. You can see how this happened in just 4 to 5 weeks from the photo on the left side to the right side. Thank you very much for sharing me to speak about my success story. And it was really my pleasure to be with you during this nice webinar.
Thank you
very much, Dr. Iman, for inviting me to share with you this webinar.
Thank you. To recap, we see that your motivation was starting since your childhood with your love of math and geometry, and also the opportunity you achieve to yourself by changing your pathway from to medicine, and also a good mentoring you achieved by getting into those best and pioneers in your field. You decided to start this specialty even if it was not available with your first opportunity, and you worked hard to get another opportunity for in another country to achieve what you have passion for, and that is career path.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dr. Iman. I believe that there is no luck about this, but actually working very hard, learning language, traveling to learn from the pioneer. You have to go to the pioneers, to visit them, learn from them, hear to them, share their experience, understand what they are doing very well, and then you imitate, you do what they are doing, and then later on you can invent your own technique.
Thank you, Dr. Yasser. We have 30 seconds to return to main room. Any participant have questions? Any questions from participants? Thank you all. Thank you, Prof. Yasser, for inspiration and motivating all of us The recordings will be available on the YouTube channel, and also we want you to share with us some of your publishing and achievements we can share with others on our network. Thank you.
It has been a quick one.